Hey YouTube family, how you guys doing? It's Diana with Homeschoolific, and I thought I'd do a quick video. It's Sunday. I tend to record on Sundays, and I'm about to go outside and do some yard work, some gardening. We've had some good fellowship time, and now it's time to get ready for the week, next week. And if you've seen my other video, I talked about how it is important with my busy lifestyle to get ready. Here's the real, guys. The classroom's a mess right now. Excuse me, I will do that later. So I'm looking a little tired, but that's because it's towards the end of the day. Not really, but it's been a long day already. Anyways, so the reason for this video today was I'm sitting up here and I realized, oh my gosh, it is April. No, it's March. It's the end of March and it's almost April. And by now I usually know exactly what I'm doing for next school year. And guys, I've just been on the fence. Normally I would probably not change much, but so much has changed in life. I'm not sure. And I don't know, I want to know if you guys are in a similar place right now. I want to know, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. And then if you have any feedback for any things that I'm thinking about changing, let me know. So for third grade, he'll be in the fourth grade, obviously. My third grader, he'll be in the fourth grade. That's pretty crazy to say. Technically, you know how it is with us homeschoolers. I just won't even go there. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm considering, and Lavonda and I have honestly both been talking about this because she's switching too. So I'm considering going over from Abeka to Bob Jones. Now I've evaluated the why, and I don't have a lot of good reasons for why. Except for my son would be doing the Abeka third grade level. And I've been told that the teacher for that level wasn't as wonderful. The teachers are always so great. That was one reason. The other reason is I love Abeka. You guys know this. Me and Abeka have I love them, but there's the school at home aspect of it is always against my core Charlotte Mason, feeling. But like I said in my other video, sometimes when you're working and you're homeschooling, you can't homeschool like you want to all the time. You got to do what works and what is productive. And I think that's across the board. Sometimes we have ideals in our head that just doesn't work for our children. So we got to let those ideals go. We got to cradle them. But anyway, I still put that Charlotte Mason core into our regular homeschooling. We still do some kind of level of nature walks and we take breaks often. We do some of those items, and I instill on my kids the desire to learn for the sake of learning. But I have got commercial over the time. I digress. Anyway, the other reason why I'm thinking about switching over is because Abeka has a whole classroom where Bob Jones, the teacher, talks to the student directly. And I just feel like it would be a better experience for him that way. Not that he's particularly, complaining, but up until recently, I was always doing a whole lot of things to help his home class work feel more inclusive. And it was a lot of work on me, but I didn't want him to feel like he can't participate with the class when the class is doing it. And they do try to include them, but it's not the same. And so I don't feel the need to do that in Abeka at 5th, 6th grade, obviously. But in the younger ones, it does, I worked really hard to make sure that I would look at the videos ahead of time, cut things out, make things so he could play along with the class. I'm doing Bob Jones for that reason. And looking into just something that would be more just him and the teacher. If any of you guys do Bob Jones or have had experience with Bob Jones and want to tell me your experience with it, I would be greatly appreciative for some feedback on Bob Jones. If you even know a YouTuber that has done a really incredible review and you want to suggest that video, put it in the comment section below. I'd be happy to check that out. Okay, so math will stay the same. We are loving teaching textbooks. We're sticking with teaching textbooks. It's been good. I did a review on that, and so did Lavonda. So check out the reviews if you are curious on why we are sticking with it. So for my soon-to-be fourth grader, he will take science through the Apologia Science. He will do but it will be with his co-op, and so we will do that next school year. And history, I don't know for sure. I think we're going to still truck through this sunlight. We have not finished. It's the Eastern Hemisphere. We've been really slow at it, but we might just stick that out. And then what other subject am I missing? Oh, I should have mentioned with Becca or Bob Jones, whichever one we decide to do, we will only be doing the language arts portion. I am toying with switching the spelling to the all about spelling or sequential spelling, just because that was so successful with my kids, the sequential spelling. And I don't feel like he's learning his spelling words well enough through the videos. However, though, when we do it together, he's learning it just fine. So I just think that the method we use, and it's kind of like a method that I use based off of the training I've gotten for dyslexic children and that I've used for sequential spelling. I just feel like that I might either find something else and just do it myself or something like that. I don't know. Now, my dream curriculum for him at some point will be IEW. I love IEW. It is one of my favorite curriculums for kids. I will have to at some point do a review on that. I just love the whole language arts program. But unless I do some major life changes, which my husband and I are talking about, just keeping it real, guys, my husband's not crazy happy about my work life and home life combo. And so my family's not too happy about it, not just my husband. We might scale it back quite a bit. I don't know. So it's one of those things, I can go into the whole thing of why I'm on the fence about it, but that's not what this video is about, so I won't. But if you guys are curious of knowing, let me know, and maybe I'll do a video on that later. Anyways, so I think that's all the major subjects. And then he'll take 4 classes in co-op, and one of them will be, like I said, the science and literature, just some reading. We'll do the Chronicles of Narnia series, art, and I can't remember what's the other class he's going to do. Oh, I'm thinking about putting him in piano so he can start learning some piano. He needs to get some music in there. And so that's what I'm thinking will be his. I haven't solidified it. This is so crazy for this time of the year. I'm usually just so planned out, and I'm not. I've noticed since the pandemic happened, I have just not been on my game about these things. Is anyone else going through that? I wonder. Okay, so for my high schooler, going to be 10th grader, we are still tutoring through our Barton program for dyslexia. That is predominantly his language arts, but I will include some kind of more enriching through IEW. I'm pretty sure. I have been thinking about doing this, and I'm trying to be patient and wait till we get through the Barton before I include more of this heavy stuff. But I just do, guys, he's only got 3 more years of high school, and I just really, I've talked to him about maybe spending an extra year in high school. He's not loving that idea. It might happen anyway, but I don't know. So y'all got any wisdom there, give it to a girl, okay? It's funny because you think after homeschooling so long that I would just have it, right? I honestly can tell you that this is always a journey. Okay, so the next one is his math. We are going to stick with Math UC, and particularly just because for his mind it's working really well, and it will have him on trajectory to complete the required math by time he is out of high school, and so I don't want to mess with that, even for even for teaching textbooks. So we're going to stick with Matthew C. He's been doing really well on it. For science, we're going to go ahead with general science, I think, for him with co-ops. I think. Crazy part is I kind of got to make this decision by Monday, which is tomorrow, because we're supposed to sign up for co-ops. I don't know. There's another option for this thing that Texas has called One Day Academy. And basically, and I'm not saying this to sound callous. It's just basically, to me, it sounds like classes you pay for a la carte. It's like a school, but it's like, it seems like a hybrid, right? The kids go to school for the classes you want to one day a week, and then they do their homework at home. And while this sounds perfect for a high schooler, doesn't it? Due to the amount of his homework is homework for me too. Like, I have to help him with it. And then I have to get him to the class and pick him up. I just don't know. But I feel like it would be beneficial for him, because this school year we put ourselves in an uncomfortable situation of taking on classes that just was hard for him. But he's grown tremendously. It's helped. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I should do this again. I don't know. I don't know, because I don't really want to take on more, but I know that it would be good for him. So we might do that, maybe for his history class. But science will most probably do at co-op. He also needs a bit more formal writing, but again, that will probably come in the IEW. I'm not going to do anything hardcore with the IEW. I'm thinking about doing their grammar book. And if you've ever checked out their grammar books, you're just rewriting a story that's already been written, but you're just fixing the grammatical errors that they put in there. You fix them and you rewrite the whole story, and that's kind of it. It's not hard, but it's interesting, and you learn. And my older kids that have done it, they said it was one of the most beneficial things that they've done. So I think that will be something we can do. We need to also get into more like computers, of like using Microsoft Word and PowerPoints and stuff like that. He is pretty behind on learning that, because our focus for the last 3 years have been core, and now that we're being able to branch off into other areas, I need him to kind of have those kind of things. So I think I'm going to do something like that, but unsure. So, and then outside of that, he'll just take other classes, because he'll take 4 classes as well in co-op. But so far as like core classes, he will have most likely the science class, which I think, because it's general science, it would be better paced for him to work predominantly independent, which honestly, in his science class he did, but he didn't complete all the work. All the work was never completed if I wasn't in there too. So, but the science class he did this time was a biology, but it was like an AP class. And he wasn't ready for an AP class, but we did it. And he learned, I learned, we enjoyed it. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Anyways, this video is way longer than I wanted it to be. So these are what I'm thinking about, guys. Like, tell me if you have had your plans solidified, if you know what you're doing for the next school year, and what are you going to use? Are you changing anything? I'm thinking about some significant changes. I've got to like really just decide on what I'm doing about work. Like if I'm going to keep, keeping up some of these hours. I've been basically working full time, which was never the plan. I was supposed to only work part time. And so, I don't know. So, I hate being so late to the game, because I need to start shopping for my stuff now. I need to get what I'm going to sell up for sale. I keep, I sell my stuff in eBay, and if I sell at the right time, it makes good money back, and this adds into the money for our next school year. And that's the other thing too, guys, like with all this inflation and stuff like that, we are needing to be careful. I get ButcherBox. I just got a email saying that that's going up next month again. And I know that's I know that's like the case across the world, right? I know that, but it's just everywhere I turn, it's like everything is higher. And so I kind of need to be careful. And And in the past, where I've been okay with trying curriculum and then like, if it doesn't work, doesn't work, I'm being much more careful about that this time. I'm not going to just spend money and not know. So I need to do some heavy duty research or pull on the things that I know. And so maybe I won't go with Bob Jones just because I don't know Bob Jones, you know. I don't know, like, I'd love to hear feedback from you guys about that if anyone has had experience with that, because that right there is my loose cannon. I have no experience with Bob Jones besides what I've done in research and I've learned, but I haven't actually used it. So, and you know, Abeka and Bob Jones, neither one of them are very cheap. Okay, I'm gonna really go this time. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. If you are new to homeschooling, and even though it doesn't sound like I know what I'm talking about in this video, I really do. This is actually part of the process, guys. It's a healthy part. And the beauty is you should have someone that you can talk to help get these ideas out your head and to give you some guidance. And so Lavonda and I, we do that for one another. And we can do that for you too. So if you are interested in having homeschool consulting, check out that link down below and you can schedule with us, because that's something else we're doing with our busy schedule. So please like and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers and I'm pretty excited about that, because unlike most channels that has this much content on it, these homeschool channels often can grow very slowly, and ours is definitely in that category. So we are happy to get to 1,000 subscribers. And I don't know, maybe we'll have to do some kind of giveaway or something like that. So love you all. I'm so happy that you're here on our journey with us. See you next time.